So let's talk a bit about sprint review. The next step, the very vital step. This is where you're in front of a customer. Your main goal is to get as much feedback from the customer if you're actually moving in the right direction. It's so important that you understand here that the customer's time is valuable and you need to get as much great feedback from this guy as possible. It might be good, it might be bad, it doesn't matter. We want the feedback to improve the software that we are developing for the customer. This ends up being his software, not yours. So it really doesn't matter what you feel for the software, it's more important what the customer feels. And the faster we can get the feedback, the better we can develop the software for the customer's need. So it's really important that you come with a mindset of the customer is right. I might explain why I did what I did, but if he has another mindset, let him follow that mindset and try to be as precise, try to get as close to what he requires for the system. Make a presentation, prepare yourself. It's so important for a sprint review that you are prepared. You can't just walk into the customer's room just unprepared and just say, well, it'll probably just go as I expect, and start clicking around. Something will go wrong. Your system will break down. Your slides won't work. Something won't work if you don't prepare yourself. So script it. Stand up in front of your team. Try to do the presentation like you would in front of the customer. Try it again, until you feel that you're comfortable with the presentation. I made a very simple presentation here. That could be the first presentation you would do with Kai himself. So I come into the room, I say, hi Kai, and I set up my PowerPoint slides. The program is already running in the background. Maybe it started from a very simple NetBeans setup, but maybe it's actually an exe file running. The real system is actually running on the computer, not some kind of development environment. I encourage you to skip the development environment if it's a real customer and actually have a running exe file if it's a Windows machine, so that you actually have a real product running on the machine and not just some kind of code running behind the scenes that's not actually executed in the right way. It'll increase the performance, it'll give the customer a real feel of what he's actually getting, and it won't all of a sudden pop up with some kind of breakpoint or any kind of window explaining you have to press continue to see the next step. You'll explain to Kai what you are actually here for, who you are, what the group has done, and then you'll go to the first step, and this is kind of a main view. Remember, you're not going to do a slideshow that shows the program running. No, you're going to do a real demo of the program, meaning that instead of adding a slide of how the main view could look, I actually skip now to the actual program. So let's say that in my case it was iTunes I was working with. Now I'll actually show him iTunes and how the main view looks. Okay, going back. Now he's seen that. He maybe gave me some feedback. Maybe he didn't have anything to add. I'll skip to the next. So the next step is to now explain another feature that I've created this sprint, and in my case it's the create car. So I would again make a real live demo of the actual running software. Remember, this is crucial. Remember that you are delivering, each sprint you're delivering software that is ready for deployment. It might not be the full feature set, but the features that you have completed are ready to be deployed. It's shippable software each iteration. So you cannot show him a PowerPoint presentation of your software. It has to be the live software, the actual software. The customer could actually say, I don't want any more, I'm done, I have the features I need. Even though we have a backlog of 20 features, I got everything I need. So just stop development, give me the software, I want to ship it today. It's actual shippable software. So again, I would explain what the Create Car was about, and then I would again give him a short demo of how I would use the Create Car. And next step would maybe be giving him just an explanation of what I'm going to do for the next period, the next sprint. And I'll explain to him that these are the delivery goals I'll try to get done for the next sprint. And maybe he'll say, well, I really don't feel it's that important to delete a car. I would rather that you create the first user maybe. So maybe he would change my priorities a little bit, or else the product owner would maybe figure it out with the customer after. But I would give him a rough overview of what features we're going to attack for the next sprint. And then in the end, I would give him a second to just give me questions and answers. If he has anything we missed, if he has any concerns, anything he wants to address, talk about, just give the customer a bit of time there in the end just to give his mindset. And that would be it. That would be the review. So the most important key things here is come prepared. Figure out what you're going to demo. Figure out what you can't demo. Only show the shippable features that are ready for the customer to actually use. It's so important. Don't waste the customer's time talking about technical things that are so complex he wouldn't understand them. Don't go behind the scenes explaining SQL databases, SQL queries. He doesn't care. Show him some features that he has requested. The customer is interested in the application, not in how you made the application, if that makes sense. Explain to the customer where you're going to go from here. What are you going to do for the next sprint? What is important for the next sprint? And let him come with all the feedback he can. Even let him touch the program if you're available, if he has the time for it, to actually start creating a car just to see how he feels if the UI is actually working as he expects. So that's all for the review. Maybe I'll have time to do a retrospective after. If not, see you next time.